Let me ask you something. Have you ever opened your banking app? Not because you wanted to spend money, but because you were scared to check how much was left. You didn't even buy anything crazy, just groceries, gas, maybe rent. And somehow, the number still feels smaller than it should be. Now imagine this same moment 5 years from now. Same job, same effort, same responsibilities, but everything costs more. Not luxury things, not designer brands, just existing. That's the part nobody prepares you for. Because by the time many of us turn 30 in 2030, the math of normal life is going to feel very different from what our parents experienced. Not because we're lazy, not because we're irresponsible, but because the rules quietly changed. Most people think money problems come from bad decisions. Too much coffee, too many subscriptions, too many impulse purchases. And sure, those things add up, but that's not the real pressure point. The real issue is that the cost of basic life is rising faster than most people's income can keep up with. Inflation sounds harmless on paper. 3% here, 4% there. It doesn't feel dramatic. Until you realize inflation doesn't move in straight lines. It compounds, it stacks, it snowballs. And suddenly, the same lifestyle that felt manageable in your 20s starts feeling heavy in your 30s. Not because you want more, but because survival itself becomes more expensive. Let's talk about housing first, because housing is where most people feel this pressure in their chest. Right now, many people already spend close to half their income on rent or mortgages. Now stretch that forward a few years. Higher interest rates, limited supply, more competition. What used to be starter homes slowly turn into luxury items. And renting doesn't offer relief either, because when you rent, you're not locking in stability, you're riding a moving escalator. Every lease renewal becomes a negotiation with inflation. Now layer education on top of that. A generation ago, college was positioned as the guaranteed ladder upward. Now it's often a trade-off. You don't just graduate with knowledge, you graduate with a monthly payment attached to your name. Healthcare adds another invisible weight. Even people with insurance still feel it. Co-pays, deductibles, prescription costs. Staying healthy becomes a recurring bill. Transportation doesn't escape either. Insurance climbs, repairs cost more. Even owning a reliable car requires setting aside money for future breakdowns you can't predict. Food quietly creeps up too. You don't notice it day by day, but month by month, your grocery cart gets lighter while your receipt gets heavier. And then there's technology. The phone you need for work, the internet you need for banking, the subscriptions you didn't even realize became permanent expenses. $10 here, $15 there, until your bank statement looks like a list of tiny monthly leaks. None of this feels dramatic on its own, but together, it creates a constant low-level financial pressure that never really turns off. Here's the part nobody talks about enough. Money stress isn't just about numbers, it rewires your behavior. When prices rise faster than your income, your brain shifts into survival mode. You stop thinking long-term. You start thinking in weeks, in paychecks, in emergencies. You hesitate before spending money on yourself. You delay doctor visits. You postpone vacations. You tell yourself you'll figure it out later. But later keeps moving farther away. It's like chasing a finish line that keeps sliding forward. And the most dangerous psychological trap, trying to outrun inflation emotionally. That's when people jump into side hustles they don't enjoy or chase risky opportunities out of desperation, not because they're greedy, but because stability feels harder to reach. Here's the shift that quietly separates people who stay financially calm from those who stay financially stressed. It's not about becoming rich, it's about building resilience. Instead of asking, how do I make more money fast, the better question becomes, how do I protect myself from volatility? That means understanding where your money leaks. It means building small buffers. emergency funds, low fixed expenses, avoiding unnecessary debt traps. It also means being realistic about risk, and this is where I want to talk about something specific for a moment. Because a lot of people, especially younger audiences, look at markets like Forex trading as an escape route, fast profits, quick wins, financial shortcuts. But here's the truth most influencers skip. Forex isn't a lottery ticket, it's a financial tool, and like any tool, it can be used responsibly or emotionally. When people approach trading from desperation, they usually over-leverage, over-trade, and burn out. When people approach it as education, skill building, and controlled exposure to markets, it becomes something very different. Not magic money, not guaranteed profit, but a way to understand how global money actually moves. And understanding systems is more powerful than chasing outcomes. That's the real turning point, moving from reaction to awareness. So what does this mean in real life? Not theory, not motivational quotes, real behavior. It means tracking where your money actually goes instead of guessing. It means lowering fixed monthly expenses before trying to increase lifestyle. It means treating investing and trading as education first, profit second. It means choosing regulated platforms if you ever decide to participate in markets, because safety matters more than flashy promises. It means accepting that financial stability isn't built in dramatic overnight wins. It's built through boring consistency, small habits, long timelines, controlled risk, and most importantly, it means giving yourself patience, because the world you're navigating is not the same one your parents grew up in. Different economy, different costs, different pressures. You're not behind, you're adapting. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. You are not broken because money feels harder. The system is heavier. The environment is more expensive. And yet, you still get to choose how you respond. Not with panic, not with shortcuts, but with awareness, with steady decisions, with progress that compounds quietly over time. You don't need perfection. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to keep moving forward, one smart choice at a time. Because 5 years from now, your future self isn't going to remember how many videos you watched. They're going to feel the impact of the habits you built. And that version of you, they deserve stability. They deserve peace. They deserve a life where money doesn't control every decision. And that future doesn't start tomorrow. It starts now.